Good afternoon class. I am your SST teacher and today is 26th of June. We are dealing with the fundamental rights and duties. We have already seen what are fundamental rights and what are the duties of a citizen of the country. Today we will cover our last topic, that is directive principles. What is directive principle and why is it important? What role does the directive principle play in the growth of the country or in the development of the country? Directive principles are laid down in our constitution. The constitution even has a column, even has a place for the directive principles, wherein it gives the guidelines to the government. Certain guidelines are framed for the smooth functioning, for the smooth running of the government. Certain guidelines needs to be followed by the government. And every government is bound to follow those directive principles. It is a legal obligation on that government personnel to follow those rules, follow those regards, so that the country can grow, country can develop. Some of those functions are, some of those directive principles are, the first one is, the government should provide better living conditions for their citizens. Means it is the duty of the government to provide all the basic facilities to every citizen of the country. Every basic facilities, when I say, like there must be a house for everyone. That is why the government comes with a scheme of houses for everyone, or basically the marginal sections, because all the upper sections or middle class, they can afford it, but the lower group, the poor, the marginalized sections, they require the support, they require the help of the government. Supplying of water, creation of communication channel, those are the basic facilities that is required by all, and that actually helps in the growth of the economy, growth of the country. The second point is, it should provide employment to all men and women. Means the dedication of the government should be as such that it must work for the development of human beings. It must work for the growth of the citizens. That can only happen when there is employment opportunities for all. Means it is the duty of the government to create employment opportunities, more and more of opportunities, so that all the population that is capable and willing to work is employed. The third point is, the government should provide education for children up to the age of 14 years. This we have already seen in the right to education point. Right to education says that free and compulsory education for all between the ages of 6 to 14 years. Right to education, which are passed in the year 2009 by the Parliament, say that there should be free and compulsory education for all between 6 to 14 years. So this is the duty of the government to provide, along with the basic amenities of life, free and compulsory education to the children up to the age of 14 years. That is, the basic education should be provided to all, so that a human being can convert himself or herself into an asset and contribute in the development of the country. The fourth point is, the backward classes like scheduled caste, scheduled tribe should get opportunity to lead a better life. Means all the SC, STs and OBCs even, they should be made equitable, they should be made, stand on a parallel basis to those who have the facilities. Means all the basic facilities of the country should be equally provided to all the needy sections. That is why the reservation system is there. Reservation system is basically to uplift the marginalized sections of the society, marginalized group of the country, basically to match their standard with the general category. That is why reservation has been put up by the Parliament of the country, by the government of the country. And the last point is, the government should ensure that none of its citizens is being exploited. No citizen should ever be exploited at any case. If there is any exploitation, if there is any fraud, if there is any chances of illegality, that should be corrected, that should be rectified at the earliest. For that, there are three division of courts have been divided. There are different venues through which a public can go to the consumer forum or go to the legal hires or go to the courts and can put up his or her own all the opportunities, all the chances, wherever it has been frauded, wherever it has been misbehaved or charged. Means the government should ensure the safety of every citizen. If anyone is exploited, those exploitations should be covered, and for that the legal system is made. Legal system has been constructed, which actually works on the handling over, or which actually works on ending the exploitation to the general masses. With this, dear children, we come to the end of the chapter, Fundamental Rights and Duties. I have already sent you the question answer of this. I want you all to write down it in your fair copy, and at the same time, you return the note to my personal WhatsApp number by Monday. Today we are on here, Friday, 26th August. By 29th August, that is Monday, you should submit your work so that we can progress ahead, we can move ahead to the second chapter. And one more important notification is that you will have an online class test for the same chapter, that is Fundamental Rights and Duties. You will have an online test of 10 marks. That I will later on rectify, you all inform you. Thank you, class.